everyone, aku Tamara Wu dan di sini kita ada Bianca Belnadia, ex-managing director Love Bonito, entrepreneur dan juga content creator ya yang people sought after. Jadi today kita bakal ngobrol mengenai leadership and startup and business dan banyak banget yang kita bisa belajar dari Bianca sendiri. So Bianca, do you mind introducing a little bit more or saying hi to your audience?
Hai semuanya, aku Bianca dan I'm very excited here today to be sharing sedikit mungkin journey aku dari entrepreneurship dan juga life in general ya.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for having me, Tam.
Of course. I think generasi sekarang itu aku ngelihat banyak banget anak-anak muda yang mau memulai tapi nggak tahu mulainya dari mana. They get so stuck in social media activism yang menurut gue cuman berani rame di social media tapi ketika disuruh let me start something itu masih belum ada pushnya. So I know you and your story itu udah mulai dari when you were in your 20s. So maybe apa sih yang inspirasi why you actually want to do this?
Mungkin kalau just to share sedikit dari my journey kali ya. I mean I was working professionally as well as a brand manager back in my early 20s dan kebetulan juga ketemu the Love Bonito founders di salah satu work event lah, just like any other networking or work event. I personally fell in love with the brand and then I pursued them. I just get out there and pursued them gitu kayak ada nggak opportunity untuk partnering with them or just working together.
Yeah.
Mungkin at that age menurut aku sebenarnya do I have the credibility? No, right? Like I have no experience, I have no credibility in building any sort of businesses. But I think what really stood out for me is probably my tekad atau nekat at that age, and secondly grit, right? Like that grit that's just like a bit, it's a burning fire in you that you just have to go for it. Intinya ya coba aja, and there's
Yeah, I love that karena dari awal tuh ketika nekat tuh it's not all clear that I'm going to be successful in the end. So oftentimes as founders ya, also myself, we go into adventure not knowing 100% certain kalau ini tuh bakal sukses gitu loh. So this grit, where does it come from, B?
Menurut aku sih, I think that drive and that passion to push for growth itu harus di foster ya. I think you yourself is your biggest motivator gitu kan. Where do I get it? I think one, maybe personality, yes. Maybe when you were growing up, when you're a kid, you're the type yang benar-benar, whether you're class president or whatnot. But menurut aku nggak selalu dari sana juga. You can feed your personal drive that you have gitu. But you need to feed yourself as well karena you cannot just keep doing it tapi you don't feed yourself. So whether you're listening to podcasts like this or listening to other people who it's both kayak ada drive from yourself, but dua juga also know that kita kalau nyetir terus kan harus sometimes isi bensin kan. Jadi bensinnya itu yang kita harus isi sometimes for us to keep going as an individual.
Bi, kalau founders tuh sekarang atau entrepreneurs ya, ada stereotype lu tuh harus go. You can only make it when you hustle, which is 24/7 type of like mentality, Monday to Sunday. Tapi I'm hearing you say, enggak, sebetulnya when you're building a sustainable business mungkin ya, you do need to rest and you do need to create these spaces where you are learning, you're making mistakes, tapi as long as it's going towards trajectory of learning growth. In this journey of entrepreneurship and building this business, apa sih your learnings?
I think entrepreneurship journey itu constantly a learning curve gitu. I think but what's most important is you learn and you reflect karena I think the reflection part is a very important piece karena again if you keep going you will end up just going tapi you're not really taking a step back to reflect what could I've done better so that I don't maybe it's not a mistake but it's just how could I make sure kayak how I tackle this problem tuh lebih smarter next time, lebih efisien next time. Jadi nggak necessarily harus go. So I think the reflection is a huge piece of part of that entrepreneurship. The quote that always someone that shared with me, she told me intinya a company can only grow when the leader continues to grow. Because once a leader feels they're like all that, usually after a while the company becomes very, very stagnant. mungkin 4 tahun yang lalu, 5 tahun yang lalu tuh banyak banget deh sebenarnya, mau dari international brand, local brand, semua orang kayak bikin brand seminggu sekali kan. Banyak banget gitu kan. Jadi dan juga I think one of the strategy itu to compete price. Kayaknya a lot of whether it's international player itu mereka compete with price karena Indonesian consumers are very
Price sensitive.
I mean for me and I think for people in Love Bonito, we know that sebenarnya this kind of business strategy itu sedikit nggak sustainable. Walaupun kita mungkin dari customer acquisition kesannya nggak segencar brand-brand sebelah, tapi we feel that it will spoil us as a brand. Jadi kita mendingan we build slower customer acquisition growth, but the people that we acquire tuh benar-benar quality acquisition. Jadi that we can retain them over the years. Jadi menurut aku itu adalah self-reflecting moments on a business standpoint ya, yang kita kayak have to make a call, do we want to compete side by side? Then you know we can if we want, tapi we feel that is it worth the longevity of the business? Itu yang kita harus question as the leadership.
Usually 80% organizational culture itu affected by the leaders. And it's the values that grounds you, menurut aku, yang makanya kamu bisa bilang, okay, I'm not gonna take a look at my sides. This is our value. This is what's best for my company. Jadi penasaran juga sih, Bi, sukses itu buat kamu kayak
for organization, of course sukses itu when it lasts beyond your years. Kayak, I mean, Bianca was there in the beginning of the journey, but this organization need to last beyond Bianca gitu. Menurut aku that's how a successful organization is. Jadi is not tidak bergantung dengan satu orang. Karena menurut aku that is a very toxic atau it's very very kayak sayang lah buat the company. You've already built this company with your heart, sweat and tears, but because you left atau because you are pursuing other things, the company don't survive. It cannot be that way. It has to, you need to build up another generation of leaders that, can take the business to the next level. I think fundraising is like the definition of success, which is true. I don't think it's bad.
It is a milestone.
It's a milestone, tapi maksud aku jangan kayak, yang penting gue udah exit personally, then whatever, the company can do whatever.
This is my definition of venture building. It's love as the engine of entrepreneurship. Business exists to serve the needs of other people, gitu. Jadi kayak this mindset of growth at all costs, and sometimes sacrificing to culture, the people development, and if you're building something to sustain, it has to be from the culture yang memang sustainable. And you're empowering people, you're growing together with the people kan. Jadi back again, mungkin kadang teman-teman itu nggak mau memulai sesuatu juga karena ego mereka gitu. What if this fails? Or kayak, I have to kind of, this is for me. What will people perceive me as gitu kan? Cuman kayak, no, it's not what business is for. Kadang gue juga ditanya gitu, Tam, lu kayak ketemu sama some of these people, atau lu ngobrol-ngobrol podcast ini, kok you nggak ngerasa takut apa gimana gitu sih? For me kayak, no, karena misinya selalu it's not about me. It's about the mission of the organization, it's about other people. I'm just a storyteller, I'm just being used as sebagai platform atau pemersatunya orang-orang untuk membuat misi ini berjalan gitu kan. So, untuk teman-teman wanita nih yang mau mulai atau even just people in their 20s, what would you say is tips for them to get them started?
Sebenarnya kalau punya ide, validasi ide itu. Maksudnya kita juga come from an entrepreneurship where it takes years to build gitu kan. Jadi it's not every idea that we get to execute. Jadi satu, if you have an idea, if you feel ada sesuatu yang missing in the market, try to execute it dengan, talk to your friends, peers, families. Jadi at least udah mulai jalan nih. I think rodanya udah mulai jalan. And kalau makin lama get validation, ya makin lama makin kerjakan. Karena kan I think it's also what feeds your soul kan.
Right.
If you feel that the energy is positive dan lain-lain,
makin going.
Jadi I think as long as there's that tendency to start somewhere, nggak harus susah-susah gitu loh. And mungkin modalnya at the beginning is minim gitu kan. Jadi as long as there is that keinginan untuk mulai. Dan kedua, mungkin kalau aku bisa bilang itu yang pasti, kalau udah bangun suatu bisnis itu harus ada konsistensi menurut aku. Karena putting in the hours konsisten itu I feel there's nggak ada duanya gitu. I mean yes, kita mau mungkin di culture sekarang millennial Gen Z we wanna work smart, agree, tapi we also need to put in the hours. Menurut aku konsisten day in and day out itu nothing beats it gitu.
Jangan distracted ya, oh gue pengen ini, oh temen gue yang ini nih, nanti jadi pindah-pindah.
Kalau aku sih sebenarnya sangat amat in awe with my friends yang bisa ngerjain kayak kamu bisa ngerjain 4 things at the same time. Kalau aku sedikit beda sih, I'm the type of person who focuses karena I feel when I focus my energy is just I think there is that build up of snowball effect lah. There's gonna be ups and downs in businesses, selalu akan dan kadang-kadang miring juga lagi gitu kan. Kayak COVID itu kan it threw us sideways so much gitu. But you need to be consistent even in those times of uncertainty.
They should ask themselves, satu kayak what is it that I have and what is the need yang market punya yang gue bisa tap into. Nggak usah mulai dari luar gitu, mulai dengan yang udah punya aja. And you don't necessarily have to get $1 million funding for you to start something. Kedua, mungkin can you see this in the long run that you will do this for the next 5 to 10 years kan? To truly make this a consistent thing of your daily life. Itu yang aku nangkep sih. Aku pengen cerita sedikit, jadi pas aku pertama ketemu sama Bianca itu, I think I was moderating and I was still working, belum masuk ke entrepreneurship. And then I think I was mentored by you 2 times. I just asked you for a coffee chat gitu kan. Tapi that goes towards, yes, there's so many people yang kayak Bianca sendiri willing to offer your support or even sharing lessons ke entrepreneur lain yang masih muda gitu. And I'm so just happy now we can just be sitting here together, doing our own things. And there's so much power menurut aku di women supporting women. And I do hope that's gonna be the same buat yang nonton juga, that with your community, reach out, be brave, get out of your comfort zone, and start something. Any last words, Bi, for our audience?
I think intinya in life we will never, I would always say success is a journey, it's never a destination. I think we hear that all the time. So as long as you feel happy and content, and I feel as women, menurut aku nomor satu paling penting itu self contentment, karena it will never be enough if we compare ourselves to others. So make sure you're self content in the journey that you're in, but also continue to grow yourself. So it doesn't mean when you're content you're like gua angkat kaki, tapi you're content because it means you're fulfilled and happy as an individual, so you can serve others with joy and happiness. And you can feed them quality as well, but also always seek for growth. Karena you will always be a better version of yourselves tomorrow, but be happy with who you are today.
Love it. Be happy now. Start, learn something. It's a learning journey.
Of course.
Love it. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you, Bianca.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
See you in our next talk, everyone. Bye-bye.